Welcome off to the Flame Studios tutorial on Moldivite pendants. I'm Anderson. I've preheated this Moldivite in the kiln. So I'm going to take a piece out. And on this style where I want the bottom to be of the pendant, I'm just going to cold tack 5mm rod. Surprisingly enough, this stuff does not jump off your glass. They are extremely compatible. And then we're going to take a rod of some color. I think this is Europa Star. This is a Troutman color. And basically, this is so simple. We're going to fuse this bale right onto this piece of Moldivite. Just fusing it, melting it on there nice and easily. You want a very neutral flame for all of this. Everything is nice and hot, melting really well. Once you got a sufficient amount of color on there, work it back into the shape that you want it. Get ready to pull it off. Melt that down a little bit. We're leaving this bale kind of big. It's actually a little bit too big, so we'll pull this a little bit of glass off. We're going to put an encased opal on this bale. So that'll be another thing you guys get to see. Using my bale biters, punch through that bale like that. Get it up good on both sides and take my brass reamer and open it up a little. To hang how I want it to. We'll put this in the kiln while we prep the opal. So for the opal encasement, I use a 9.5 tube. Or at least for this size shaped opal. We'll be using a pink rectangle for this one. Drop it down in our tube with a very oxidizing flame. Start heating up the very tip. Once you get the very tip kind of hot, slowly suck the opal in. Just tiny little puffs each time. Just suck the glass tight around that opal so you won't leave any air bubbles. kind of a gradual process, but it leaves a really clean encasement. Once you got a good encase like that, we're going to skin it. By skinning it, I mean we're going to pull a bunch of the glass that's extra off of here so it lays nice and clean on top of this pendant. So first, because I had quite a bit on here, first I'm going to like pull just a little bit off the end. Then even these rectangles have like a curved face on them. So you find the flat back with that side in your flame and take the side of your 5mm rod and pull all that excess glass off there. Usually you can do this in a matter of 1 or 2 swipes. Don't want to remove all the glass because I still want a lens for this opal once I put it on this pendant. So we gotta have a little bit of something left on one of the sides. Connect the puntee and then move it off the other end. Trying to get some of this glass to move back down to the lens for this opal, and that looks about perfect. Flatten out my bottom again. So that is kind of reversible. Both sides look awesome. But I think I'm going to use this side as the front. Damn, they both look great. So you heat the bail, and then you heat the flat part of your opal. Line them up and put them on there. I like to use this Smith little torch to melt these tiny detailed things in. The big flame will have a tendency to shift the opals sometimes, so using this little jeweler's torch because it's a piece of jewelry makes sense. And voila, we have us an opal and Moldivite pendant.